it's time to get it started. Let me introduce you all to Shane Harges, OKC. Yeah, we gotta rep that. Sit back, I know that you're gonna have a good laugh. Bringing you the comedy that you really need. Keep it entertaining, you better believe. So let's get it poppin'. No more talk, gonna make us laugh until we fart. Shane Harges, that's who we want. Gonna make us laugh until we fart. Shane Harges, that's who we want. Gonna make us laugh until we fart.
And we're back for another episode.
Episode 9.
9?
9.
Man, we're close to 10 already.
You can count. I'm so proud.
Yeah, I know. I learned that today.
All the way to 10?
All the way to 10. I learned it today. Very special moment for me. Very
special moment for a special boy.
That's right. And we got a special guest today that I'm really excited about. Not like weirdly excited. You know, I know you're a tall guy, you're fit. You know, maybe some people swing that way, and that's okay. No judgment on this podcast. Right. I'm just excited with a Mustang High School alum, a Bronco alum. So that's where I graduated from. A fellow veteran. It's pretty cool. Brian Paul is with us.
Yeah, Brian.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
And from the minute I walked in the studio here, I was thinking, man, this is awesome.
Thank you.
That's great.
That is a great compliment because, you know, we do want to look somewhat legit, especially with a lot of the bullshit I talk about. It's good to at least look legit.
Yeah, it matches.
Yeah,
it
right?
matches the bullshit with the you know with the room.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been in a lot of studios, radio studios, television, all that stuff, and I walk in this place. I was like, man. Well, as I was telling you, I was like, man, this is cool.
Well,
I like it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Well, you know, because I've seen some other people that have that put together podcasts, and they upload their little video from their phone on Facebook or whatever, and they're on a couch, and like random cats running along the back. And there's like maybe some laundry hanging over a chair that you can see.
Dirty laundry.
Yeah. Dirty laundry. And you just...
Literally,
you know,
figuratively.
I don't want to look like that. You know, I kind of want to look kind of professional.
Like we kind of know
Semi-pro.
what we're doing.
Kind of want to look semi-pro.
Semi.
You know.
You want to look semi.
Semi. Yeah, so Brian Paul is with us, and I'm going to let you go ahead and start off with your story because I think it is one that might resonate for hopefully some people that listen to this or watch it. And I think it's awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and let you just kind of take the floor, let us know, let people that are watching or listening know kind of your story and what has led you on the trajectory or path you're on now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm blessed to share my story through all kinds of different media platforms and live public speaking around the country, but it wasn't always that way. I was actually, as you mentioned, Mustang High School, kind of had social anxiety, and I didn't have a large group of friends and pretty shy growing up, and so it was very difficult for me in the beginning to share my story, but I realized that it was you know, much like many others, you know, to begin with, and then my recovery's been remarkable.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned, I graduated from Mustang High School in 92 and then went on to Oklahoma City University and played a year of basketball there and got in the Oklahoma Army National Guard, 45th Infantry. And so I was a ground pounder, grunt, and I was pre 9/11, so I never deployed anywhere. But my deployment was locally at the Oklahoma City bombing, which took place about 3-4 miles down the road from OCU.
Yeah.
And then our armory was about 2 miles from there, just north by the Capitol.
Yeah.
And deployed there for about 2 weeks and saw it, heard it, smelled it, which later in my story becomes very important. And so I spent about 5 years in the Guard, and did some active duty, went to airborne school, and did all that hoo-hoo grunt stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was Benning, and then back
Yeah.
to Fort Benning, and back to Fort Benning, and then Fort Hood, and then Fort Lewis, Washington, and so on and so forth. So I got out of the military, and then moved up to Kansas City, and then where I became a firefighter and EMT for about 6 years. Started out as a volunteer for a couple years, where I just kind of learned the job, and really what it was just discovering on whether or not I wanted to do the job, because there's a big difference between the movies and an actual call.
I would
Right.
imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then I eventually got on full time with Central Jackson County Fire, which is a very busy district. We answered about 7,000 calls a year.
Dang.
And so we were busy, and I was at the two busiest stations the majority of the time. And again, heard it, seen it, smelled it. Some of the calls could be kind of humorous, and then some of the calls were not humorous. So throughout the duration of becoming a full-time firefighter, I began to drink, and I always drank since college, but it got to the point where I was a full-blown addict because I was numbing down the traumatic calls.
Yeah.
And so
for
you
sure.
don't want to go home, and I was married at the time. You don't want to go home and really put that all on that weight on your wife and kids.
Yeah.
So, my addiction led to divorce and loss of my job, and then becoming homeless, and then finally suicidal. And I had previously put a gun to my head, and for whatever reason, I was able to pull away from that. And then so I was committing suicide with alcohol, which come later we learned I was very, very nearly successful with that. My bone marrow was actually shutting down and not producing red blood cells. So
Wow.
I'm very blessed. I'm very grateful just to be sitting here.
Yeah.
And so I went through, so just really through my faith in God and my mother,
Yeah.
I was able to get into a treatment program called English Mountain Recovery, and that's somewhat near Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Okay.
That's a beautiful place to do some healing.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
And English Mountain was up about 3/4 up the way of a mountain, and so you could overlook all the Smoky Mountains, and there
yeah.
was a bear that would
Wow.
come up. And so I did equine assisted therapy with horses,
That's cool.
horse therapy, and that's the main thing I talk about now when I go fly out around the country and speak is equine, because many people don't really know what equine therapy is.
Or just what the word equine
Equine
means.
means.
Yeah, that's why I say horse. Yeah.
What's that there?
Equine. Equine?
Equine?
I know that guy. I know Equine. He's a tough dude on the streets.
Stop it.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. This is what we do. I'm sorry.
It's great.
This is what we do.
It is great. So I did that in the 12-step program, and then talk therapy, and for 90 days, and was really, really focused on it. It was kind of like boot camp for me again, because I knew I
Yeah.
had that opportunity to save my own life, and that's what it was going to take. So 90 days, and then I got out, and my original thought was thinking back to the fire district I worked at, and kind of thinking about some of the guys I worked with, and I knew we all responded to the same type of calls.
Yeah.
We all had the same type of stressors, and then back into the military, and I thought it just makes sense to me that I'm not the only one that's struggling like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my goal was just maybe mentor someone, and then since then I became president, founder of a nonprofit called Veterans for Life USA. And we had 2 chapters, one in Mustang
Mm-hmm.
and one in Kansas City, with about 30 volunteers or so, and
Nice.
13 treatment partners around the nation. So I'd refer people out. So it went from mentoring one person to over the 5 years, maybe 200.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
And so now I do consulting work with a treatment program called Transformations in Delray Beach, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And we just match the person's issue up with the appropriate program and go from there.
That's just
Yeah, it's
amazing.
amazing work, and that trajectory I was talking about, where, you know, being a veteran myself, knowing what can happen with our vets, and then how we're trained to be tough, we're trained not to let our emotions out too much, and how you can just keep all of that inside, and how it can just start destroying you from the inside, and then what it does to your life around you after that. And then see how you, with the help of your mom, I know your mom played a big part in helping you get to that recovery step. Like, you know, probably was kind of hard on you too, you know, like,
Oh, yeah.
hey, you get your ass over there. She probably didn't say that, but,
Well,
you know.
actually, she did.
Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. And then you able to take some of that military training that you received, you know, and like, it's another battle. It's another, like you said, I can save myself now, and kind of using that experience to fight that new battle and break through, and then start helping others that are kind of living that same experience that you had. I think it's awesome. And I think hopefully by having you on, and hopefully with you know, the 3 listeners that we have, you know, I'm just kidding.
4.
Yeah, it's
There's
4
4.
now.
I think
It's
my
4
mom's listening.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Hopefully it's a message that resonates with them, and showing them that it's okay to speak up. It's okay to be, it's not a sign of weakness to say, hey, I got an issue and I got to fix it. That's courage right there, you know, because you are fighting another battle. So I think it's awesome. I was at Benning. I was infantry as well, and I was in Benning in August of '97 is when I went in, and then got stationed in Germany, and then did a tour in Kosovo, and then I got an injury there. So mine wasn't awful. It turned out to be years later, but I got hernia. Well, what I thought was one hernia. Well, actually, I didn't even think it was a hernia. I thought my appendix ruptured. And I was like, oh,
Ooh,
God.
ouch.
And so I didn't really say anything, but then kind of happened at the same time. My grandfather was on the verge of passing away. And my grandfather served in the 45th. He was on Normandy Beach, but he wasn't on the initial, you know, D-Day, but he was there later. And he was, I think he got maybe lieutenant colonel was maybe the highest rank he had. I can't remember exactly. But I was in Kosovo when I got the Red Cross message that he was in the hospital, and it was dire. And so after talking to the commander there and giving him the story of my grandfather being an influence on why I wanted to join the Army, they let me take some leave to go to his funeral. And so when I get back to Germany, and it's, I don't know, it's probably within a week or so of supposed to be getting back to Kosovo, I was walking around like the commissary. I was shopping, and I got a sudden pain, and it dropped me to a knee, like in the aisle. And it's weird when I get like a really excruciating pain, I start laughing. I don't know why. It's weird. But it would hit me. I'd drop to a knee in the aisle and I would just laugh. Oh, this guy's lost his damn mind.
That's the weird thing. So laughter is a fear response for most people.
Yeah.
That's why, like, when you're getting tickled and you're getting overwhelmed, it's actually a fear response, and that's why people laugh.
Oh.
Comedy is really terrifying.
It's horror.
Yeah, comedy is a horror genre.
Yeah.
Just
I know that.
Ponder that for a
The
bit.
one time I was at the Paramount Room, OKC funniest person, I was in a horror film. Want to talk about eating shit and bombing. Oh, boy. But, so I go to the ER at a German hospital. And so my German was very raw, very not good. And the doctor's English, not very good either. And so they did it like an ultrasound. And they were like, dude, you're fucking pregnant. No, that's not what they said. And he was saying the German word for hernia, but I thought it was appendix. And I was like, you mean like appendix? He was like, no, nine. It's like, hernia? And he was like, yes. I was like, oh, man. And he was like, there's two. What? Yeah, one on each side.
You're having twins.
Yeah, I do have twins. Yeah. And so anyway, that just led to so I ended up going to a sick call, like the Monday morning or something. And the PA there did his whole, the whole little turn your head and cough thing, He was like, I don't feel anything. I was like, whoa, hey. Here's the ultrasound report that shows 2 hernias.
Right.
And that doctor there did the whole turn your head and cough thing. He didn't feel them then. He had to do an ultrasound. Well, I don't know, man. Here's some ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Hit the road,
Joe
Jack.
ibuprofen.
Right? Little Ranger candy, And it just progressed. It got worse. So then I went to there's a big hospital. Where's New Swanstein Castle at? Heidelberg. So I went to Heidelberg Hospital, and they finally did the ultrasound. But that guy said, I only see one. Okay, whatever. And so I think Jack the Ripper would have done a better job at repairing this thing.
Just get out some knives.
Right?
Here's
Yeah.
out a steak knife.
I mean, here, I'll do it myself if that's, and I don't mean to like bag on military surgeons and stuff like that, but this was pretty bad, I think, because it looked like the scar and everything, the wound I had from that surgery repair, it just looked gross.
I mean, he had a whole hysterectomy. Pretty much.
Yeah, they took my woman parts out.
Did you feel like maybe Freddy Krueger
Yeah.
did the surgery?
Ooh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I get to Fort Irwin, California, and I'm still having issues. I'm not 100%. And I start having that same pain again, where it was dropping me to a knee. So I go get checked out again, and they do the ultrasound thing, and they were like, oh, yeah, you got 2 hernias. Yeah, that's what I tried to tell them like a year ago.
It was 2.
There
then
was
it was 1.
there were 2.
Now it's back to 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And the repair that Edward Scissorhands did in Heidelberg, Germany failed. And so I had another one. I guess I pushed too hard when I farted one time, and it blew the repair on that one. But
That makes me think like you blew a patch in a tire. Like when you patch a tire instead of getting a new one, they just put one of those patches on you.
well,
And then
when they say you fart and you blow your butthole out and your pants out, that's probably what it was.
Do people say that?
I don't know. Do
Or
they?
does he say that?
I probably say
I think
that.
he just said that.
I probably just
Just
can't.
him.
Probably made that up.
But, you know,
It's
Whatever.
kind of
It
true.
works.
It's kind of true.
It works.
If it's the story, right?
Yeah.
Well, so I had a bilateral laparoscopic hernia repair. And so I have so much nerve damage now in that lower body and in my core now from all of that. I got basically medically separated when I was about, let's say I was 6 years in. And so,
Oh, wow.
and I still battle it. Just, what was it, maybe
Yesterday?
4 years ago?
Yeah.
I had to have another
Bilateral.
bilateral hernia repair. And since they did the laparoscopic back when I was at Fort Irwin, they couldn't do laparoscopic again. So they just had to straight Edward Scissorhands me again. Luckily, this guy had better blades.
They weren't
But-
so rusty.
But he had to make 2 incisions, and they almost went all the way across. It was insane. And so that's what I've battled with from having that injury for years now. And now I think, where was I going with that story?
I don't know, but we just got your whole medical history.
You got it. You got it. You know what? Fuck HIPAA. Everyone got it. Everyone gets... Come over. I'll show you my medical records.
Yeah.
But
Well, and while you guys were doing all that, I was in elementary and junior high.
we're not playing this game right
That's
now.
my favorite
Okay?
game. I'm always going to play it. It's always my favorite game.
She always does this.
Yeah.
She'll do something like, so where were you when... I don't know. Name it.
Usually it's Backstreet
It's a
Boys.
song. Yeah. Where were you when this song came out? And I'll be like, oh, I was in Kosovo. And she'll be like, oh, I was at like a 7th grade dance. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird.
True. What I was thinking as you were telling your story, Brian, is that your whole life seems to have been just a full circle of service. So like you started out wanting, serving your country and serving others, and then you move into serving whole communities with firefighter and EMT, and then you're able to take the time and the strength to serve yourself in your recovery, and now you're back to serving others who don't know how to serve themselves. And I think that's just a real beautiful, talks a whole lot about who you are as a whole person, is just a service driven person. So I think that's really, really awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's just like kind of like I think what you were saying. It's just kind of who you are. So it just comes.
Yeah.
It's just what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
In particularly helping people with overcome such severe things like post-traumatic stress, addiction.
Yeah.
It's actually part of the 12-step program. I believe that we're supposed to help the next one in line versus.
I think so.
I was telling some friends just not long ago where it's I don't have it in me to just turn and walk away and just work on a career and just like, hey, good luck, guys.
Yeah.
All right, hey,
Yep.
I'm doing good though.
Just like
Go me.
just look what I'm doing and try it yourself. Just see how
Yeah.
it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check all this out. This is cool. Sorry about you. So one thing I did want to talk about real quick, because we started laughing about it and telling people about it, but Brian invited us out to Major Ed's birthday party. How do you pronounce his last name correctly? Because I'll butcher it.
Polito.
Polito. I was.
You said it right. Good
All
job,
right.
babe. Good job.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. But anyway, you invited us out to that birthday bash, and we were like, heck yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
We didn't know what we were walking into.
We also didn't know anybody
Yeah,
aside from you.
Right.
and I maybe didn't do a whole lot of research on Major Ed. I knew who he was just from some of your social media posts with him in it, and I was like, oh, okay. So we sit at the bar. We get there just a little bit early. We get to the bar, and we're just looking around. We're like, oh, I think there's a lot of money walking around in this place. And I feel like a little fish in a big fucking pond right now.
Well,
I'm a guppy surrounded by sharks.
well, especially after we met. Well, we didn't meet him, but we saw Tex. I named him Tex. It was this older cowboy something or other guy, and he's walks up to the bar and gets the bartender's attention, orders whatever cocktails,
Some drinks, yeah.
and she tells him how much tab will be, and he pulls out a wad of hundreds and just like flashes it at the little bartender and like gives her 100, and she you could tell she was not into the flashiness of what he was doing, because he like whipped it out real quick.
Look at this.
And like,
let me get these other hundreds out of the way
right,
real
oh
quick.
man, not
Let me
this
find
one,
a
not this
good
one.
one.
Count them out.
I'm gonna give you a crisp one real fast.
Get you the crisp.
So he pulls out his crisp 100 and like kind of like throws it at her and winks. And he's got this big cowboy hat, and he's real loud, and she takes it and just kind of
Okay.
goes and cashes it out. But oh man, that guy, he was my favorite. So once that happened, we were like, oh, we are not the people,
Whoa.
bro.
But we got to hear Maddox sing.
Yeah, Maddox Ross.
Yeah.
He's 17 years old. He's amazing. He was amazing.
Yeah, and we were like, oh, dang. And then eventually American Slang played.
And they were great.
Holy
I have
And
talked
they were
about
loud.
them. I have talked about
cow.
them all week. I've told
Holy
my
cow.
students about them.
Yeah.
Like,
amazing.
Yeah.
I was fangirling so much that I almost started thinking, is this inappropriate? Like, can I be almost 45 years old and be like, hey guys, you want to know who my favorite band is? Yeah, it's these kids. They're between 13 and 15 years old. These guys are fucking good. Wait a minute. Should I probably shouldn't be
creepy.
fangirling that much, right?
Definitely
It's creepy. Going to put me on a list. I probably can't go near Chuck E. Cheese now. I don't know. Something like that. But holy cow. How good were they? It was just amazing. The covers of Def Leppard, Guns N' Roses, Van Halen, Motley Crue, just tremendous. And I don't think we got the opportunity, but I wanted to thank you for that invite, because kind of like you in high school, you're talking about having that social anxiety. I get that a lot still. And I have to fight that battle with myself to go to social events, even to do open mics or do stand-up. I still get this. It'll come down to, okay, I got to get ready to leave the house. Can I just watch Netflix tonight? and I have to have her kind of kick me in the ass and go, you know, you're going to be fine when you get there and you get up there and get the mic in your hand, which that's what happens.
Yeah. That's it, because I still get, it seems like about, like I mentioned, I've done all kinds of stuff out, public speaking and media and all that stuff, but I still get like the 2 minutes before, there's like a 2 to 3 minute period where your mind is telling you, okay, now it's time to be nervous. There are hundreds of people that are watching you in front of you.
Yeah.
But then it's about shifting your mind into, hey, you know what? No one knows your story like you do.
Yeah.
Relax. Have fun. Tell your story. You know?
Yeah.
So now it could be either, it could be speaking in front of 5 people or to an audience of 5,000 people. It really doesn't make a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that event would have been something I typically would have just shied away from. Like, oh man, it's a lot of people. It's going to be loud. I don't do very good in loud places. And with that social anxiety and whatever else, I would have stayed home. But I was like, no, I'm going to go do this. Brian's going to be on the podcast. The things he's doing resonate with me, and him sending this invite was just like
it was super cool.
Yeah, just like, I don't know if it was like fate or destiny or something like that, but it just got me out around some other veterans in this cool social event, and it being almost, to us, even though that was probably one of the smaller things that's gone on with you, Major Ed, and whatever. To us, it was like a big thing.
Well, and what was super cool for the listeners and viewers was, it was Major Ed's birthday, but he's also a philanthropist, and he also, does all of, what's the name of his foundation?
JDME, right?
John Daly, Major Ed.
That's right.
Heart of the Lion Foundation.
Hardline Foundation.
Yeah.
Just, he does such great, huge things. I only got to like smile at him across the bar and like do like a courtesy wave. He is just a larger than life human, but in all the best kind of ways. Like, and I didn't even get to speak to him. You can just tell he has that great energy. And he was collecting money for donations and doing all this stuff. And it was really cool. So taking the celebration for him, and he turned it into supporting other people, was really cool.
Yeah.
And then we really knew we were definitely not in the, like, one of these things is not like the other, and one of these things is us, is really like, oh boy, is when Major Ed was up there, talking about donations and how we're going to do this and we're going to do that with all these donations. And this guy walks up and super generous and tells Major Ed, hey, I'll match $1,000. And it was like, cool.
Wish I could do that.
And we were like, that's really amazing. Like, how awesome. We could never do that, ever. But how cool. And that's when we were like, we are not these people, but it's really cool to be standing with these people. But everyone we did get to meet was super nice and super chill. And it was really, really a good time. I don't usually get social anxiety. I'm a loud, annoying, obnoxious human.
Yeah, she is.
I got to share something about what you were just speaking on.
Yeah.
We've got kind of a large group of veteran support organization, nonprofits in Oklahoma, and we are literally just like a big family.
I could definitely feel that there.
Yeah, and so we've got groups like Eagle Ops in Tulsa, and the Barracks in Muskogee, Whitcock Foundation, and again in Tulsa, Operation Freedom Outdoors, Veterans for Life, Beyond Brotherhood. It's a lengthy list, but I tell you, it's not like your I want to say maybe usual environment where everybody needs funds. We need to do fundraising.
Yeah.
But it's just a special thing that you have people that are in it truly just to help people.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't matter what name of the shirt, the name on the shirt. It's a matter of what's behind the shirt, the heart.
Yeah.
And just helping your fellow human being, whether a veteran or, first responder, just someone's, because when it comes down to it, that's someone's kid. That's someone's son or daughter, grandfather, whoever.
Yeah.
So, I just want to throw that out there because it's a really special thing. I've been connected and have friends with in different parts of the country, and here in Oklahoma, it really is. It's a neat thing to see.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it was an awesome time.
It was.
It was good. I didn't meet all the veterans there. Met a few, but just being in that environment again, surrounded mostly by veterans, I think it helped take some of my social anxiety away. I'm never going to be the person that's going to walk up to someone there that I don't know and introduce myself. Maybe I'll get there one day, but that's just kind of, I kind of like to sit back a little bit, and that, that's a flaw for sure, but it was just such a fun time.
It was super.
It was a great time.
It was a super great.
And I can't wait to see that band again.
They're great.
I don't know. I was, going to throw my bra up there on stage,
Well, I think at their age, it'd need to be a training bra.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about maybe just going up in my boxers, cowboy boots, and a cowboy hat.
Hey.
I mean.
I think that would work.
What?
Pour some
What are they
sugar
gonna
on
do?
me.
I mean.
They were awesome. I couldn't believe it. And I'm hardly ever the person that's at a concert that pulls their phone out to record, because I do kind of believe that can take you out of the moment a little bit, and it's cool just to be there without the electronic device, but I was like, my family has to hear them. Some of my friends have to hear them. So I'm putting some of this on Snapchat because they got to hear this.
Right.
This is insane. And I told Casey, I said, I think they had, the lead guitarist had just kicked off into eruption, you know? And I was like, there's no way. You're telling me this kid is playing Eruption damn near perfect?
Yeah.
I said, we got to go out there and watch him. We
Yeah,
got
because
to
we were
make our
still
way
at the
out
bar
there.
at that point.
And she was like, are you going to be okay? Because my tinnitus and everything, when I listen to live music, it can be painful later on.
And he's ruined for like 5 days.
Yeah, it's bad.
And he's a whiny little baby.
Probably. I'm not going to deny it. Yeah.
No, I don't. I honestly don't want to undermine tinnitus because that is.
And she goes, are your ears going to be okay? And I said, I don't know. I think it's fucking going to be worth it. I want to go out there. And I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Because that was so much fun. So much fun. It almost felt like a little vacation almost, you know, like that kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Like that's how I felt. And I don't ever get really animated at concerts either.
No.
And I was into it. I was so into it. My kind of music. These kids were killing it. So they have a fangirl for life right here.
Well, I really loved like up at the front, like right in front of the band were the actual fangirls, like all the 14-year-old girls
I was jealous.
that were up there and they're like dancing and singing. It
I was
so
jealous.
cute. I know.
It's like, you better get away from them.
Stop it now. Stop
I
it.
wasn't thinking about that.
Jeez, oh Pete.
I wasn't saying that. No, that was a great time. But one of the things I did also want to talk about is military people, not military people, but with the military, people that aren't, so civilians think a lot of it, all of it is serious. And for sure, there are serious parts of it. But some of the funniest damn things I've ever seen, probably done, have been while I was in the military.
Why am I thinking MRE shit bombs right now?
That's one of them. All kinds of stuff. Like,
Wait, hi, civilian. What? I mean, I know what an MRE is. I can imagine what a shit bomb is. Is an MRE shit bomb exactly what it sounds like?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Boy.
Yeah, I mean it's all pretty simple, especially when you're in the field. You gotta make do with what you have.
Oh boy.
And so they come with that little heater packet,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So you pour a little bit of water in it. Some chemical thing happens, you know. The neutrons and the ions start spinning and creating. I know I'm scientifically correct on this, right? She's a scientist.
I think
It hurts me so bad.
I think some young grunt from like West Virginia, like in their third grade science class, discovered like you put water in this chemical in it, and then you seal it up good and tight, and then it causes pressure, and then you blow it up.
See,
and it
that's
pops.
more scientific.
It's actually called a blevy. Learned that in the fire service.
Blevy.
A blevy.
A blevy.
Well,
That's
that
not
sounds,
as fun.
That sounds fancy.
That sounds
Yeah,
like
that's too
something that
fancy.
That sounds like
happens in
something-
England.
Yeah.
Like
oh,
you
let's have a blevy.
Yeah.
Is that an accent
tea
even?
and crumpets and a blevy. You know, maybe the blevy's the nightcap. You know, you had your tea and crumpets in the morning,
I think
and
you
then we'll
tea
have a
and-
blevy at night.
No, I think you have tea and crumpets at tea time.
What? I'm American. I don't know what tea time is. Is that when you
Tea
golf?
time.
What's your tea time?
Maybe.
I
I don't
mean,
know. Do they call it that over there? I don't know.
What do they call it? Golf over there?
No, do they call it tea time over there?
Oh, I don't. What? Oh,
The
when
golf
they
time,
golf?
yes.
Oh, I don't know. That's good. Maybe they call it a. I don't know. I can't think of something.
Good job.
Thank you.
So, blevy shit bombs. Got it.
So we had, so we were out in the field, and we were out there with the scout unit.
The scouts. My brother was a scout.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brother Dan is a scout.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So they thought they were, the God's gift to the military armed forces.
Yeah.
They were like a notch up from the Scouts, the Boy Scouts. Yeah.
That's right, Dan.
Yeah. And so we're out there in the field with them, and they're kind of up on a hill in their Humvees, and they're supposed to be high speed, low drag,
Mm-hmm.
you know, highly tactical, professional killers.
Yeah.
Basically.
Assassins. Yeah.
Were they super nerdy?
I mean, Dan was a scout.
I mean,
So-
okay. Does
Does
that
that
paint
answer it?
Does that paint a whole picture of all the scouts?
Pretty much.
Okay, so
Let's
it's
just go with that.
super
Yeah.
nerds.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, they weren't 11 Bravo, so yes, I mean,
Yeah.
they were nerdy.
And they definitely weren't an 11 Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
You're a
You know
nerd.
exactly what we're talking about.
I mean, I know the 11 Charlie.
You're a nerd if you can't launch a mortar from a tube.
Yep. Yep.
Got it.
Yeah.
Shit. We're kind of nerds because we were the infantry that was good at math.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow I scored high on math on the ASVAB. I hate math.
Well.
And I think that's how I got. You're 11 Charlie. Oh, never heard of that.
I think I scored a 2 on the ASVAB.
On the ASVAB.
That's why I was 11 Bravo. That guy's barely alive. Like, he's
Can
barely
he-
got any brain function whatsoever.
Can he run?
Hit.
Yeah. 11 Bravo.
11 Bravo.
11 Bravo.
Plug him in.
Okay, so the nerds are up on a hill.
Yeah, so the nerds are up on a hill.
Mm-hmm.
And they're supposed to be pulling security. At least half
Mm-hmm.
the other folks were supposed to be up. Well, they weren't. They were being nerds. And so we had this guy that came over to our unit from the 75th Rangers. This guy's name's Montessor. Never forget this guy. He
Oh.
was a crazy bastard. I mean, he was just a crazy all-around bastard. And so he was like, hey, I was in a rifle platoon leader. I was a lieutenant role at that time. Hey, sir, let's go get some MRE bombs. Crawl up there and surprise them. I'm like, I'm looking around. Are there any real officers around here? Am I going to get in trouble? No, come on, let's do it. So I'm like, yeah, we'll do it. So we low crawl up to their position, and then Montessor does this thing in this MRE. He's back giggling like a third grade schoolgirl. I'm like, oh, this is probably gonna be really, really good. So we low crawl up there and we put it right under their door of the Humvee, so that when they get out of the Humvee, then they step on
no.
it. And we did like 3 or 4 of them, and boom, boom, boom. And so that was kind of funny that night, but it was really funny in the chow hall the next day when we got to share the experience with
Yeah.
the whole unit,
The whole operation.
the whole operation.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I even had some funny shit happen in Kosovo.
yeah,
Like,
Let's
so we had an issue with if we were stopped at some type of intersection, and we would always roll. We were in up armored Humvees, and we'd always roll with the windows down. And I think part of the thought was that ballistics glass was so tough that we'd rather have that glass also in the door, because you're most likely would take a round in a door instead of a little window. So I think that's what the thought was, because these Humvees had awesome AC. Because I would go, you motherfuckers put the windows up, and I would crank that AC. I mean, we're in full battle rattle. It's humid as hell. You sweat like crazy. I want this. We got AC. We're using AC. But anyway, we'd mostly row with the windows down. But we'd have an issue with kids in the area. If our Humvee stopped, they would rush us. And if you didn't have your equipment dummy corded to your vest or whatever, they got it. Whatever they could grab and get away with, it was theirs. And so our lieutenant at the time got in the largest order of that candy fireballs that I've ever seen in my life. Like a 55-gallon drum full of little fireball candy. It's really hot and spicy for a few minutes, and then once that's gone, it's really sweet and sugary. Well, we started handing those out to the kids as they rushed the Humvee. They've never experienced candy like that in their life. So we would hand them all this candy, and they would be like, hell yeah, hell
Right.
yeah. And we wouldn't ever get to see their reaction, because then we'd go off on our mission or whatever. But then after we did that, maybe I think only one time, we come up to the same intersections, and they would just stay off to the side. And we'd be looking at them, and we'd start waving fireballs at them, and they'd be like, no, fuck you, fuck you. So it was just hilarious, but it also solved the problem without, being really mean,
Yeah.
until, and this is kind of funny. It might be kind of bad, but it's kind of bad. So one of my buddies in our platoon, I think he might have been in my squad because he was in the same Humvee, Michael Molyneux. We pull up to this one. I think we were going to some other post, and I can't remember what post we were going to, but we get to this intersection. We got to take a left, and we got to wait for some traffic. And there's a mentally and physically handicapped person at this intersection, almost kind of panhandling,
Mhm.
And this is so bad. Please don't cancel me. Please, cameras, let me talk. Please don't cancel me, okay? Don't cancel me. But she had this really messed up hand. Like she couldn't close it, kind of messed up. Molyneux gives her a fireball.
Oh no.
And well, she can't open it. So he's nice enough to open the package and, pops it into her hand. And she's so nervous about dropping this because she's probably hungry that it's like becomes a game. And then we got to go, and we're like, dude, you're gonna traumatize her. She has no idea the heat and the spice getting ready to hit her in the mouth. That's so
sad.
so rude. But we had these couple of kids that always hung around this post, and sweet kids. We'd be out there, we'd kick a soccer ball with them and stuff like that. And we gave them some fireballs. Like, hey, try these. Because they always seemed hungry, and we would give them bottles of water and MREs and stuff like that. And we give them these fireballs. We go to the post. I don't know what we were doing, but we do our thing, and we're coming back, and we're getting ready to drive out. And we look over, and there's the boy and his sister, and they wanted this candy so bad, but it was burning their mouth. They had taken it out of their mouth, and they had drool from their mouth to the ground, but they weren't giving up their candy.
Hell no. Hell no.
And it's all, the fireballs.
This is mine.
They were red.
Yeah.
So their slobber and everything's all pink. They're foaming at the mouth. They look like they got rabies or some kind of chemical attack happened.
Just fireballs.
So bad. Just fireballs. Just fireballs. So we had some good times doing that. I was on the QRF team when I was there. And so we were the only group on our post that basically got to leave our post and go do whatever almost any time we wanted to. Well, since we were the only ones that really got to leave, we got to participate in what they called the Olympic Games. So we had us, the U.S., we had British Royal Marines, we had the French Army, Macedonian Army, might have been one more. I don't know if maybe Italian. I can't remember. Anyway, so we all got to play in these Olympic Games where we competed against each other in all these different events. There's like softball, volleyball, basketball. I beat their ass in basketball. I was good at basketball back then. I know I don't look it now. And I have no way to prove it. Because I have a bit. I can't prove it because our beepers didn't have cameras in them. Like cell phones have cameras now.
Well, aren't most of us former all-state high school athletes anyway?
I mean, if you ask me, yeah, for sure.
I mean,
Yeah. Casey.
I was all.
I was an all-state trainer. Thank you very much. Legit.
See?
100.
Well, I was going to make up that she was an all-state volleyball player.
Yeah.
Like a spike.
Well, it's like everybody's got a little bit of Al Bundy in them.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
relive the day, and then instead of what it actually was, it was, maybe I can get away with all conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was all conference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was all county.
county.
Yeah. I was all county.
Yeah.
I was
They had all county. Yeah, they did. If
I
you
was-
didn't know, you weren't there.
I was all neighborhood.
That's not bad.
And there
I
were
mean,
probably
You have six
six
houses
kids.
in your neighborhood.
6 kids in our neighborhood.
I
was
grew up
all
in the, I grew
neighborhood.
up in the country west of Mustang.
Yep.
I was all neighborhood.
Yeah. I was yeah.
That good.
Yeah. But they had one game called, I think it was called handball. And there
Like
were
wall ball?
no, there were like little goals, almost like kind of smallish goals, kind of like a lacrosse goals, how they're kind of smaller, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a ball, it's hand size, you know, about like this. And if you got the ball, you could take 2 steps and you could either shoot or you could pass it. And that was the most fun game
That sounds cool.
I'd ever played because you could throw bows, you
Sounds
could
like
check
rugby.
people. Yeah, it was awesome. But at the end of all that, we got to go back to the French army post for dinner, only to get made fun of. Because
Did they serve French bread.
Ooh,
there was bread.
escargot.
I don't even know what we ate. To me, back
French
then, being super picky,
Toast.
French beans.
French dips,
French
fries.
French
Yeah.
vanilla.
French vanilla.
French kisses. I mean,
There are probably some guys that wanted to kiss me. Not gonna lie.
babe,
I was kind of a stud.
your eyebrows were not tamed.
No, but French guys like that. So,
Oh, yeah, they want you hairy.
you know, they like that. Yeah. But no, they would make fun of us because they got to drink wine with their dinner. And American forces, you're on deployment. Nah, you don't get that fun.
No wine for
You can have an O'Doul's. That's what we had. You get O'Doul's, and there were guys actually drinking O'Doul's. I was, oh, you guys are gross.
I want to say we trained with the British. Like some British came and got attached to our unit out at Fort Chaffee, Arkansas. And I want to say they had some booze with them.
I'm sure they
Probably.
did
Probably
because
they did.
those fuckers made fun of us too.
Yeah.
We had to get it from the French and then double teamed with
Yeah.
the freaking British Royal Marines because the French were like, hey, Americans.
Oh, let's hear this accent.
No, I'm not going to do that. They're just drinking their wine, and we're like, nah, sorry. But then as we're walking back to our post, we had to pass the British Royal Marines post. And what was the Army's like liquor store? Like Class 6? Is that what they called it, I think? I think that's what they called it. Let's just say that's what it was.
Made it up.
They had their own version. Like, as soon as they walked into, like, their front gate, there's their little liquor shop. And they're like, we're going drinking. What are y'all doing?
Just gonna go to the pub.
Back and, have an O'Doul's and a coffee. Fucking ridiculous.
Maybe some Dr. Thunder because we can't get Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, what was crazy in Kosovo is you want to talk about Oklahoma roads and potholes. Kosovo had potholes that like VW bugs would get stuck in. Huge, just crazy. But it was fun when we went on missions in Kosovo because these Humvees had some balls to them. They could go pretty fast. And we would be bumper to bumper because we couldn't let anybody into the convoy.
Yeah.
Some of the missions we were on, the contractor in the area that did like our vehicle maintenance and ran the chow halls and laundry service and all this stuff, they hired local nationals and they paid them in cash. So we would assist in the transport millions of dollars in cash. And so we couldn't let anybody in this line of Humvees. Sometimes we did it by Humvees, sometimes we did it by Blackhawks, just I guess depended on the day, you know.
Fancy.
But what we got to do was, if any crazy person in Kosovo, maybe they weren't even trying to do anything,
You
trying to get
you
in,
lit them up.
well, we couldn't shoot them. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, such
Yeah.
a
We couldn't shoot
bummer.
them.
Show's over. Show's over.
This is
I'm
boring.
I'm getting out of this.
I don't like the story anymore. I don't
Why
care.
even do anything? But we could bump them with the Humvee, though. So you're talking like, I can't remember how many tons these Humvees weighed, but you take out a little European car with just a little boop, little boop.
They're actually 3.5.
Are they 3.5 tons?
I'm kidding. I made that up.
No, I don't know.
I mean, who
I'm
knows?
sure
Maybe
they're
they
pretty
are.
freaking heavy. I'd probably Google it, but you just tap those things and they would just off the road into the ditch.
That's like a Mario Kart,
It was so
Like,
fun.
super or whatever.
Yeah, it'd be like,
Dink.
we
Like
got
a
a
little
runner
turtle.
on the right side. Someone take him out, and I would be okay.
Because that's something you could easily make up a fun game with points.
Oh, for sure.
And even better than that, you could do use it as a barter system.
Ooh,
You get points and you can trade those points in with your buddy for
that's right.
some good stuff back in the barracks.
You owe me 3 duels. 3
Three.
Yeah,
Make them strong.
I flipped that car. It rolled twice.
1.5, Lambert. 1.5.
Yeah, I tell people, being deployed, of course, you're in real world situations. But man, there were some great benefits. Like we found out we could write a little list of what kind of drinks we wanted up in. I think they called them sea huts, is what we stayed in, and clip it to this little clip on the outside of our door, and within a few hours, somebody would come by and stock our little fridge, and it'd be, Dr. Pepper's, water, juice, whatever, stuff like that. Just free. That was nice.
Nice.
Also, the laundry service was killer because they would, fold all your clothes when it came back, but then each sock would be folded individually. Oh my God. This is awesome. Can I stay here? I mean, I'll live here. The chow hall opened 24/7. All you can eat. They had king crab leg night, and I'm a seafood junkie.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's worth a re-enlistment right there.
Yeah. And I re-enlisted while I was in Kosovo
Crab
because
legs.
of king crab legs.
As he's
Crab
4
legs.
pounds in
Yeah.
to some
Yeah.
king crab legs.
Hey, write up the papers.
I'll sign it with this butterfinger.
I'll sign it with this leg.
We'll do my promotion in crab legs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, let's do that.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, it's Mongolian barbecue night? All right. Let's go. But they had the best chicken wings I've ever had. And it would be 1 a.m.
Were they chicken?
They were chicken.
Important question to
They
ask.
were definitely chicken.
Hmm.
And they were so good. We'd go at 1 a.m. and go get chicken wings.
Tell me about horse therapy, equine therapy.
I do. Yeah, because one of our dreams, well, I would say probably more my dream.
Lottery dream.
Is
It's
lottery,
a lottery
dream.
dream.
Like, hit big on the lottery. I want a big old ranch.
With a big old horse.
Oh, so
Draft
many
horses. Like draft
Maybe
horses.
2.
Yeah.
Don't bring your quarter horse bullshit around me. I want
We
some
don't want no
Welsh
ponies.
drafting horses. I want some Clydesdales. Keep your little shit over in your little pasture. It's big shit over here. We got Great Danes. We got draft horses.
We get my bull. I want one like PBR bull, and I want him to be rank and mean, and I want him to be named Fluffernutter. And I want every cowboy to get throwed, every single one of them, and I want all of them to have to get on that post-ride interview or whatever at the NFR and say, well, got throwed by that there Fluffernutter. I need that in my life.
Yeah.
Just one.
I don't think Brian can provide that for us.
I mean, he's got good vibes. I feel like if he puts that wish out in the world for us,
He might be able to hook us up with some of the small horses. You know, we can
Well,
go
like tiny
visit some
horses.
people, you
I was
know.
gonna say a miniature horse you could have it here in your house.
I mean, we had
That
a
is
Great
very
Dane
true.
that was bigger than
Yeah.
some mini horses.
right.
So,
I mean, what? What's
hey,
the problem?
don't tempt me.
We kind of had a little horse for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about that. I went to Flames of Hope down the road in Noble, and they've got minis, and I thought, I have a 2-bedroom apartment.
I mean,
This
if
could work.
It could work, and they would never know.
Mm-mm.
They would never know.
if Great Danes can be good apartment dogs, then why not a mini
A
horse?
miniature horse. It makes
Aren't they mean
sense.
though?
Before you tell us more about equine therapy, we talking about little horses, right?
Yeah.
So when I got out of the Army, I started working for TSA. So I was a airport passenger screener up here at Will Rogers Airport. Met a lot of cool people that came through. One young lady was a polo player. And so me and my buddy at the time, James, all we did was we fucked off a lot. We did. We were just goofy, making people laugh. And so we tell this girl, I said, "Oh, you play polo?" I was like, "Me and my buddy James here are polo players." And she was like, "No way, you are." And I said, "Yeah, but ours is a little different. We started a league where we play polo on Shetland ponies."
nice.
I thought you were going to tell the story where you met Jessica Simpson about how small she is, and I had a comment ready. Are you saying Jessica Simpson is a person version of a tiny pony?
She was. She was. So a Shetland pony is like a draft horse to her. Because I didn't realize how small she was. She is tiny. She would sit in this chair and her feet would dangle like this. She was that small. It was unreal. But during that time, me and James tried to get on her security team.
Yeah.
And she had like this big old dude that was not having any of our silliness. And I was like, "You think this guy can protect you?" Jessica, we're trained by the federal government here. Okay? I think you need to add us on your team.
He didn't like
You're
that.
looking at the TSA right now,
Do you?
Jessica.
Do you know who we are? We have the power to tell you no more than 3 ounces, ma'am.
Do you see this embroidered badge right here? How look at this. And my wrinkly white t-shirt. Or button-up shirt.
But no.
Okay.
That toothpaste has got to go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
sorry.
that is a national
Hazard.
security threat.
Oh, is that a nail file? I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to take over the plane with that.
Yeah.
So,
My favorite TSA story, though, is I was in Seattle, and I had bought a snow globe at, I don't know, Space Needle or whatever. Was going to carry it, in my carry-on or whatever. Get to security. "Oh, no, you can't take that." What? I spent $23 on this thing. What do you mean? They're like, "No, the fluid in it is more than however many ounces." And I'm like, "What am I supposed to do?" And the guy was like, TSA guy was like, "Oh, don't worry, ma'am. We got these same ones in the gift shop right in there." Wait, what?
yeah.
So I can still take it on the plane if I buy it from your store? How about we just say about it from your store and we call it like kosher, right?
Whoa, ma'am, you want me to break the law?
Yeah.
For you?
So again, tell me
Yeah,
about horses.
sorry, we got derailed.
Oh, equine assisted therapy. It's like I mentioned, I went through, and probably the best way for me to explain what equine is kind of share my equine assisted story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, as we know, I'm from Mustang. You know, I was out west of Mustang, a couple miles out in the country. So I grew up with horses, and so I'm doing the 12-step program with all the young 20-year-old annoying kids that are most of them still high on something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my therapist said, okay, we meet in her office, and she says, I'm going to need you to tell me your whole life story. And she wasn't kidding. She wanted every detail of my life story, and I was not leaving that office until I did.
Dang.
And so who else does that sound like? Many other veteran first responders
Yep.
gone through some traumatic stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not that we don't. Sometimes it's we don't want to share it because we don't feel like anybody else who wasn't in those situations would even understand. So why even talk about it?
Sure.
Yeah.
And then other times it's you literally can't share it. You can't take it from the back of your brain and verbalize it and actually talk about it. So it went through my whole life story, and she was not nice about it, which means she was a good therapist.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I left with my tail between my legs and did the walk of shame back to my room many occasions. And so my roommate was doing it for some childhood trauma, and I said, "Man, I can't wait to go do it." He's like, "No, man, I'm telling you, it's no joke." And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, man." So my therapist, Julie, said, she's okay. I want our next meeting, 2 days later, we're going to meet down at the horse barn. We did. And it was equine assisted therapy is where you have the therapist, the person who's struggling, and of course the horse, and sometimes a facilitator, because the therapist and the facilitator, they're not really watching the person who's struggling. They could really care less how you put on the bridle. What they're doing is they're watching the horse, because that same veteran or first responder in the office setting that wasn't talking, the horse is painting the picture. The horse is actually telling the story that the veteran wouldn't tell through their body language.
Wow.
And they're trained to actually do that.
Hmm.
And the way that works is the horses are actually prey animals, kind of like deer. So they have a extremely high sense of alertness. So they can detect what's going on with inside the person that's struggling. They can detect the anxiety, the depression, and they can even read facial features. There's all kinds of cool stories about horses
That's
and how
neat.
they've responded to people. So, and then through that, there's talk dialogue. And so my first time down there in the barn, Julie says, "Okay, Brian, I want you to go pick up that bridle sitting on the fence post, bring it over here and put it on the horse." So I walk over, and the horse, I'll never forget, this horse was kind of turning its head and then walking away 5 or 10 feet. I'd go over to the horse, and the horse would move again. Then the horse was like, kicking its head and just
Not having it.
not having it. That horse did not like me at all. And so at the end of that session, Julie came up and she said, "Brian, you are really sick." And I'll never forget, and this is something I tell my public speaking too, is I said, "What's wrong with that horse?" So if you pause, it's not the horse. It's me.
Yeah.
It was the horse mirroring my behavior when I'm sitting back and I'm trying to act like everything's all good. Have people say, "No, I'm good." There's no getting around the horse. The horse is going to tell the real story.
Wow.
So we do. It's normally, depending on the person, it's normally about 6 weeks long, once or twice a week, and then at the end of the my last session there, my therapist says, "Okay, go stand on the other side of the corral," and it was a pretty good size indoor. It was in a barn and good size corral. So I walk over there and I'm standing there like, what is going on now? I'm just standing there. And it seemed like it took forever. I'm standing there. But gradually the horse, the same exact horse that just hated my guts the first time, 6 weeks later, that horse would gradually move from one side of the corral to the other, but it was always moving closer to me.
Oh, wow.
And that same horse then stood right next to me.
Oh, wow.
On its own. No bribing with any hay or carrots or anything like that. That horse wanted to be near me.
That's some like real validation.
No.
That's super cool.
It's actually, I see it as kind of a testimony.
Yeah.
Coming from an animal that is totally non-judgmental.
Yeah.
Doesn't know me from Adam, and that horse saying, "Hey,
You're all right.
this guy's not sick anymore. This guy's all right.
That's so cool.
He's going to get through it.
He's gonna make it."
Yeah. Yeah. I want horses. I do. I had one. Her name was Princess. And my dad never really knew how to put a saddle on.
I'm not surprised.
So he helps me saddle up this horse. I go for a ride with some of the friends in my neighborhood that also had horses. And we start galloping away. And all of a sudden, I go like this.
Like a cartoon.
Yeah.
All the way over. Because she had probably like...
Puffed up.
Yeah, they'll hold their breath and...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you tighten it and then they'll... Ha ha ha. I'm going to jack you up. And the bad thing was where we were riding, we're getting ready to go through some trees. So I'm like this. Here's a tree coming for my head.
Oh, no.
And I just had to just bail off. I had to bail from that horse so many times. Sometimes she would just take off in a full sprint.
Yeah.
And nothing I could do
Just hold
to
on.
stop her. Like, I guess we're going home because that's where she's sprinting off to. Let's go. I better hold on. And she was fast as shit. But yeah, I want some horses. Maybe one day. I did buy us some lotto tickets. It's like 430 million.
Woo-woo.
I really only get them when it gets really high.
It increases our chances of winning.
I mean, why play when it's... I mean, who wants like 20 million? Come on.
What's 20 million?
A drop in the bucket.
I'll probably spend that in 6 months.
Hey, I bet you could.
Probably could.
I bet you could.
Probably could. Well, I don't know. Should we play our little games here?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's go for it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm curious.
All right. What do you want to start off with?
I grabbed a Would You Rather.
Okay. Here we go. We're playing Would You Rather.
Would you rather?
Okay, this is a good one. Would you rather be handcuffed to the most annoying person you know for 24 hours or go camping with someone who likes
Get married.
you?
Oh, wait. I didn't like
I mean, this could apply.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go camping with someone who likes you but you don't like back.
Ooh.
Handcuffed for
talking-
24 hours or camping, like, let's say for a whole weekend.
We're talking wilderness or, yeah,
Or day to day.
handcuffed to a nightmare.
I mean, I know my answer, so I'll go first because I already thought about it. I'm going camping. There's no way I'm going to let an annoying person into the bathroom with me when I go do my business. They're going to say some stuff,
Yeah.
They're going to annoy me when that's the time when I want some peace and some quiet to watch my TikToks. Okay? I don't want the annoying person to judge me using my bidet. Okay? Because that's what we have in this house, because we appreciate clean buttholes.
That's great. That's enlightening, and
It is.
Speaks a lot to our characters, is what it
Yeah.
does.
I think that made my life better.
I'm sure it did that I shared that. Because,
Feel free to partake.
quite frankly,
before you leave.
I already feel like we won the lottery when I use our bidets. I feel fancy. I feel like I'm back in Europe.
You feel pretty, oh so pretty.
I was pretty intimidated with bidets when I was over in Germany and in Europe. Like, that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen, and you won't catch me at all using that device. And now we travel and we don't get them at hotels and where we stay and relatives' houses, and I don't know how those peasants live like that. It's very sad.
So we're handcuffed in the bathroom. Does that include one of those toilets that has like the fountain that comes upward?
Yeah.
The splash.
That's what.
The
That's
splash?
the bidet. And that's what we got.
I was thinking camping, but I might have to change my answer.
Because you
of
want the bidet, or because you want to be handcuffed to an annoying person.
I think the splash thing, the upward splash thing, I think it makes it worth the handcuffed annoying person.
Oh, there you go.
Counterbalance.
Mm-hmm.
Counterbalance. Could be.
Wins and losses.
You could get really annoyed and just go, I need water shot in my butthole. This will make it right.
I think I would go camping.
I would go camping.
You want to know why, though?
Why?
Mine's different. Because it's someone who likes you, but you don't like back. I would bet they would spend most of the weekend saying really nice things to me. And I get a really nice ego boost.
She's all about that ego boost.
I am self-aware.
She'd probably be like, oh, I really don't feel like cooking breakfast this morning. It's so cold out. And they'd be like, oh, I got it. I'll cook it for you.
Duh. Why do you think I teach junior high?
Yeah.
I can woo them very easily.
That's the woman in the room. She has the ability to think things through. Like actually have thoughtful,
They would just wait on me.
No, it's not a matter of them waiting on me. I just think they would say nice things because they like me.
You could just be kind of shitty back to
Well,
them.
it's pretty. I'm not able to hide when I don't like someone, so it's not like they wouldn't know. I mean, I'm not hateful, but they know.
All right, here we go.
You know when I don't like you, so.
Jeez.
You do.
Wow. Okay. That's okay.
It sounded kind of real. I mean,
That was one time on this podcast where we got real. Right there. Right there. I'm not going to forget that. And you know what?
I tell you all the time.
I'm
when
throwing
I
it
don't
back
like you.
out to the cameras here that applications for co-host are back in play now. So
So rude.
ShaneHarges@gmail.com. Some of your apps. Okay. So would you rather spend a year living at a nudist colony or within the Amish community?
Naked.
Really?
Naked.
Wow. Now, being the woman in the room, what was your thought process on?
Well,
I'm
I've seen.
gonna birthday suited out in the wilderness.
I've seen like little shows or documentaries or whatever that that involve nudist colonies.
naked and afraid.
It's not super hot people that are in the nudist colonies, so I wouldn't be self-conscious about being naked all the time.
I'd be like Brad Pitt at the nudist colony. You're saying that it's usually not the best looking people, and I'm marginally better than that. So they would.
You would be the Brad Pitt
of. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Is
They'd be like,
Brad Pitt bald?
damn. Have you? Well, this Brad Pitt is. Yeah, it's my version of Troy.
Get out of here.
So nudist colony for you.
Nudist colony. Also, I don't want to churn butter. It's a lot of work. The Amish churn butter.
I think I would have to go nudist colony. I mean, I can still have my TikToks there. If I go Amish, oh,
No,
man.
no electricity, no TikToks.
No. Now, what would be fun is blocking traffic with your horse and buggy, and people speeding by.
And building really nice fireplaces.
Oh, yeah, the Amish fireplace. Man, I could learn how to make those. Maybe that's how I become a millionaire.
But Amish food.
I've never had Amish
That
food.
is delicious.
Is it?
Oh, it's all fresh.
There was an Amish breakfast place, and I wish I could remember the name of this, in Yoder, Kansas. And it was a big Amish area there. Well,
No doubt.
They had a restaurant there, and it was these gigantic plates of breakfast food.
I didn't even think
But
about
it would
that.
be good.
It was delicious. But we would drive by this Amish house on the way to the academy, and it was weird because it was in the middle of winter. It was like February, and it was just freezing cold, and no lights on. I didn't even see a fire, and they'd hang their laundry up and outside, and there was literally icicles, like ice,
my
sheets of
goodness.
ice coming off of their laundry.
Wow.
And they live like that. So we were in our bunker gear and stuff for 2 weeks, and we're thinking, how do they do that? It's crazy.
Oh, so would you live in an Amish community then?
No, I'm going naked.
Okay, yeah.
No, I'm going naked.
There's no
All
way.
right, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've
Brad Pitt's got competition now. Whoa, great. Thanks, Brian.
hey,
Well, I'm not Brad Pitt of the nudist colony now. Now I'm a Chris Farley.
hey, man, I've been known to do some streaking in my day.
All right.
And he'd be completely legit there. You'd be
See?
accepted as one of their own.
Right?
Would streaking there being running through with clothes on?
Probably.
True.
You run through with clothes on, they're like, oh my God, avert your eyes. Brian's got clothes on. Oh my God.
Get your clothes off.
Oh God.
Be decent.
You're in.
How gross.
Yeah, you're indecent right now.
That is gross. Would
Some
you
kinda
get those
fine.
clothes? You get those clothes from the Gap? Oh God. Is KFC still open? That's a throwback to old school. Will Ferrell, he's going streaking.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We're going streaking.
All right. You next?
Yeah, is it
What's
still?
your next one? Yes. Yeah, we're going to finish Would You Rather.
Oh, I really like this one. Would you rather blow up 100 balloons, like manually, or lick
Or get married.
500 or lick 500 envelopes?
How many balloons?
100 balloons or 500 envelopes.
Jeez. That's just an odd question.
Or get married?
Or get-
So blow up.
Hey,
So you're
hey.
so you're getting married. Would you rather blow up 100 balloons for the reception or lick 500 envelopes for the invitations?
At that point, if I'm getting married, I wouldn't care what's going to happen. I could have 500 paper cuts on my tongue. The end result is still going to be hell for the rest
Marriage.
of your life.
I'm going licking envelopes. I hate blowing up balloons. It would take me forever. Because
It's a good way
they
to
always
get ahead,
slip
right?
out of my hand and they fart back at me and I get really offended.
It
You
is
get offended
offensive.
at farts?
It is offensive.
When it's a balloon
agree.
and it farts your own like saliva back in your face. Yeah. Give me the licking envelopes. Because some of those envelopes, they have like a little sweet taste to them. So
Yeah.
do I get to pick those?
They also have microscopic mouse turds on them. And bug poop.
Why can't the balloons have that on them too?
I don't know. I've only seen studies about envelopes.
Yeah, because the balloon people are paying off the...
The envelope.
Yeah. Hey, don't research those damn envelopes. That's disgusting. Okay. What would you do? balloons because you don't want microscopic mouse turds.
No, blowing up balloons hurts my cheeks.
Oh, so you would pick the envelopes.
Yeah, but I'd probably cry about it.
No, that's okay. You cry about everything else, so whatever.
Oh my god. He's only mean to me when other people are around.
It sounded real.
We got real again. Sorry, everybody.
Oops.
Got a little MTV, The Real World.
Marriage. It's great.
Yeah.
Get married, they said. It was a good time, they
This
said.
does look like one of the rooms from the real,
It does,
real
like-
world house. Am I right?
Like where they get to talk to the camera themselves.
Yeah, where you
the
do
little
the interview?
booth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. hmm Oh my god, so Shane got really mad
Oh my God.
about the challenge on the road this week.
You flirted with that other girl.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah,
He
right.
didn't even flirt with me.
I know, because you all flirt with me. That's what happens.
Get out of here.
So I guess licking is part of the this episode needs to be lick something. I don't know.
No, we are not naming an episode Lick Something.
Would you rather lick this one's good. I remember seeing this one. Would you rather lick every inanimate object you see or be licked by every living thing you see?
Or get married.
Or get married. I don't really like any of those options. But here's my thought. I would probably have to go with the be licked by every living thing you see, because I would walk around blindfolded. But when I'm home, I could take it off and still watch my TV without licking it. Yeah. How you like that?
I'm licking inanimate objects.
Oh.
I work at a school. I'm not getting licked by children.
Yeah, you could just be blindfolded and do your instruction when you're there.
Oh, yeah, that's safe. Lick or be licked.
You know what? I'm 47. Really, I mean, let's be honest. Don't have a whole lot more life to live. I might as well just
Lick everything.
lick everything I see. I'm gonna go with Shane. Shane's head.
Can you imagine
Shortly
going to
after we're
the
done.
going to the mall into a
start
shoe
there.
store and you're just looking at every shoe?
See what I picture is like someone
uh,
like in the shoe store just walking by and just
take
like
the microphone.
maybe like Yoshi.
Well, we gotta disinfect the microphones now.
That was real.
It's
Real.
is the name of the episode Lick or Be Licked?
Maybe it's gotta have lick
Sounded
in
real.
it. There's so many of these have been lick. All right, what's your last would you rather over there?
Would you rather have your face printed on money or
Ooh.
your own small town named in your honor?
Wow. I know what I would do.
You always know.
I would have the town named after me because
Shane Stang. Shane Stang.
that's right. That's right.
It's got a good ring.
It does.
It does. It does. Somewhere we got to make that town. We got to make that a reality. Because I'd be damned if my face is on money. People always like to draw on money.
Yeah.
And they're going to draw boobs on me. They're going to draw hair on me. I'm bald.
That's
Don't
rude.
give me hair. That is so rude. Don't do that. They're going to, give me like make it look like I had lip injections or something, give me a really good mustache because I can't grow one now. Bastards. Not going to happen. Let me have my own town. I might get a free breakfast at the Amish place. Maybe I'll have an Amish restaurant in my town.
That'd be Yoder Shane.
Yoder
Shane.
Yoder Shane. I like that too. Sounds ethnic.
Yoder Shane.
Yeah.
Is it
almost sounds
ethnic if-
German or
I was
something.
about, is it ethnic if it's Anglo-Saxon? I don't think that's ethnic. If it's just another version of white, I don't think that's ethnic.
Oh, you're right.
I know.
I'm going to cut that.
No,
No,
you're
I'll
not.
leave it
It's
in.
staying.
All right. So
Money or
what
town?
are y'all doing?
I'm going to go with money. Because I'm thinking there probably won't be any more cash left. We're going to be going Bitcoin by the end of like next week.
Oh, yeah.
We're farming
You know,
cryptocurrency at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whatever's left. I mean, go to is it Bitcoin?
Do you
Some
farm,
kind of
Bitcoin.
farm or mine? What's the word?
I think you probably use both those terms. I
Okay.
think. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably more mining, but I'm sure farming sounds about right too. So, what are you gonna do?
I don't know, because if I had a town named after me, I would be really worried that it would be like Schitt's Creek type town. I just, I feel like that's the vibe I give off as a shitty little town. But I also don't know if I would want my face printed on money that's super dirty. Ooh, could I be like a cool coin?
I want to be a coin.
I mean, I don't want to
You
be.
could have your own challenge coin with your face on it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
That'd be cool.
I think I'm gonna go with money,
Okay.
but only if I can be a coin.
Only if you can be a coin. Okay. Well, here's my last would you rather. Would you rather have long nose hair or long ear hair? And I hate this question because I got both. Recently, I found a new spot in my ear where the longest ear hair I've ever seen in my life was dangling out like an antenna.
True story.
True story.
True
real,
story.
real true
Just
story.
got real.
Yes.
Witnessed it, and it was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah. Because you can stare at yourself in the mirror for weeks, months. And then all of a sudden, one day, you're looking in the mirror and holy God almighty, how did that thing grow?
It's
Like in the matter of
3 inches long.
how did that thing just magically appear? And then how long was it there?
Yeah.
And how many
Months,
people saw
years?
it and didn't tell me?
Yeah.
Like my eyes went across the mirror at the perfect time where the light just hit it just right. And it was like, shing.
Yeah.
It was that long.
And I said, what the fuck? And Casey's like, what? What? And I showed her. I was like, how? How is this scientifically possible? This hair is this long. How long has it been there? I think it's strong enough that a bird could perch on it. What is going on with me? My hair has gone in here and it's coming out here and even coming out here. I will trim my nose hairs, and in the sink, it looks like I shaved my head. No shit. This question, you're getting burnt. I don't like that question.
I feel attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel I'm quitting the podcast.
Finally.
This is,
God, I've been waiting.
I'm personally attacked, personally offended.
You picked that card. You read it and picked it.
I did put that card in the deck. I did put it in there just so I could tell the ear hair story.
I don't know. I don't know. I'd probably say would I rather have one of
One or the other.
Yeah, but your story, it seemed real.
Oh, that was real.
That was real.
That
It
like
was
really
real.
happened.
It was real.
I wish
I know he was, trying to,
I mean,
be funny and stuff, but I think that was real.
It was very
If
real.
you need someone to talk to, I'm here.
Do you have a horse I can talk to about it?
Yes. I mean,
They would
we
just
can
laugh
do
at me.
some equine therapy. I know of a place down the road.
A horse would probably nibble on that hair.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, look, how's that guy got
Yeah.
hay coming out of his ears?
I told you it was amazing. There's multiple, facets of it.
I need to talk to somebody about proper ear and nose hair care.
mhm.
which kind of leads into the next segment because there's a question in here. I don't know if one of us got it, but we'll try to do this one kind of quick because we're coming up at about an hour and a half right now.
Hey.
But I think you probably have it. Decent.
Yeah, you're right. So this is
What the heck?
what the heck?
What the heck?
Are you ready? Have you ever had anything waxed? If so, what? And why was it your butt?
That's one of the deepest, darkest parts of my story.
Julie doesn't know that story.
No.
We're getting to hear first time.
The horse must have missed that one.
Or he was like, I'm not even going to let him know that. I'm doing you a solid.
Secret safe with me, bro.
Staying away from this one. Sitting this one out.
Yeah.
I'll be over here.
Have you ever had anything waxed?
I don't think I have. I'm just trying to see if I can make something up right quick. Just whip it up. Just whip something up.
I think I did tested eyebrow waxing before. I did test that, but that's the only thing. Nothing crazy.
I did an at-home bikini wax and left the strip on too long, just sitting on my skin because I was I did one side and ripped it off, and I was like, oh, that hurt something awful, and then put the other side on, and I wasn't ready to take it off because I was anticipating the pain, and I let it sit too long, and it adhered to the skin.
Oh.
So by the time I finally ripped it off, it created a blood blister. I was just trying to not look like a woolly mammoth going to Girl Scout camp.
Girl Scout.
Instead, I had a whole blood blister on my leg. True story. Ask my mom. Not funny.
All right.
Kind of funny.
All right.
Oh, truth.
There was the time down in South Padre during spring break. There's the thong. It was a bet. And then so the bikini wax and
Brazilian. You got a Brazilian.
Yeah.
You got your beehole waxed.
Yeah.
You got a shiny beehole.
Yeah. It's a very vulnerable moment for me right now.
Oh.
You had to spread your cheeks.
Hey.
Ugh.
It was there was quite a bit of liquor involved.
Liquor be licked.
Numbed the pain. Oh.
They make cream
That's
for
just
that.
between the three of us and the four people watching.
And between your butt cheeks.
Right.
Yeah, and we'll do you a solid. We'll go ahead and cut that admission out. We won't cut it out. We won't do it. Okay, let's get through this. Let's see. What strange thing would you like to happen at your funeral to make people laugh? I want my body to fart. That's what I want. Or someone put a little Bluetooth speaker down in there.
A little fart machine.
Yeah. And just have it on a timer. Mm-hmm. It goes off every, 7 minutes. That's what mine would be.
I don't know.
Of course, it would have to do with farting. Of course. Gotta stay on brand. Stay on brand.
I don't know what I would have at my funeral.
No?
I would say you do some stand-up, but you said funny.
That
A
seemed,
zinger.
that sounded real.
I'm gonna have to get hooked up with that equine therapy place now. I'm very personally attacked
He's wounded.
and traumatized from what just happened. And this whole episode might be deleted from my hard drive. I may burn this laptop. And I'll start that fire on my laptop with my ear and nose hair trimmings. Do you have any other good ones over there? Ones that you want to bring up? Because I want to do this one right here. I want to see if we have any special talents here in the room.
What would be the creepiest thing you could say while passing a stranger on the street?
Ooh, that's good.
This could go. This could go many different ways here.
What's the creepiest thing?
If it was a woman, I could say something like, I didn't think you were going to pick that out to wear today. She might think somehow I'm watching her.
No, if you want to make her think that you were watching her, you would have walked by her and say, I would have picked the blue dress.
Well, maybe she wasn't even looking at a blue dress, though.
Every woman has a blue dress.
Every woman does. Okay, so all the 3 ladies listening to this, do you have a blue dress? Let us know. They're probably going to say yes, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe something like, I don't know.
How about
really creep them out?
You passing her on the sidewalk, right?
Mm-hmm.
How about you forgot to lock the door?
Oh, that'd freak him out for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
How many people?
Oh,
I know. I
would flip.
Sometimes I forget. Like, did I lock the door? Like, I forget because.
Yeah, you forget. That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
You forgot to flush the toilet at home.
I would just say you forgot to flush the toilet, and hope that they just dropped a deuce at work, and then they're like, oh.
But they might go, I meant to leave it.
Walk by someone and say, that was a nice poop.
Oh, yeah.
Or actually just walk by someone and say, not even whisper it, but like proudly walking by someone and say, I pooped today. But like make hard eye contact with them while you say it. I pooped today.
I'm actively shitting my pants.
I pooped. I pooped.
Everybody, I pooped.
Right now. I pooped right now.
It's happening.
So let's end this in a more positive direction, not so creepy. And to see if we have some hidden talents here in this room right now. So, what Guinness World Record do you think you could break in the future? And I know what mine is. Of course, Casey. Yes, I know. I know what mine is. I want to know, what is the world record on eating little white donuts in like a minute? You know, something like that. Because I guarantee I could crush that. Yeah, that's mine.
We're on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Twinkies?
Kimosabi.
Is it Twinkies?
Oh, gross Twinkies.
That is exactly correct.
I knew it. I knew it. We got a Twinkies fan over there.
Twinkies are way underrated.
Oh no, disgusting. Never.
I like a good Twinkie.
I hate a Twinkie.
Have you ever had a Twinkie roasted over a campfire? It'll change your life.
I have not had that.
I have not had
It
that.
will change your life.
I'm going to have to try that now.
Try it.
You've got fudge-covered Twinkies. You've got your chocolate cake Twinkies, peanut butter Twinkies, strawberry Twinkies, banana Twinkies, your red, white, and blue Twinkies.
Yeah.
You've got your meatloaf Twinkies. Actually, I made that up.
I
They
mean,
do
I
have,
could,
like, pot
I could
mustard.
probably make a meatloaf Twinkie.
You should have just kept flowing.
It's like bubble gum right here.
Sushi Twinkies.
Kimchi Twinkies.
Kimchi Twinkies.
I found an answer, kind of an answer.
Okay.
And I'll keep looking. The most powdered donuts, but it's full-size powdered donuts, eaten in 3 minutes is 9.
9?
9.
Without taking a drink or something like that, probably. You can't take a drink. I bet it's got to be.
And it was in 2017. Hold on.
Huh.
What is the world record for
9.
eating mini donuts? Yeah, I think that's the only.
No mini donuts, just
Not that I'm
the
seeing.
full-size ones.
Yeah, I don't know.
9.
Looking at recordsetter.com right now. Hold on. Most mini powdered donuts eaten in 30 seconds was 5.
Was what?
5?
5.
And how long?
30 seconds.
Of mini white donuts?
Yeah.
5?
By a
T-Bone Ferguson's friend ate 5 mini powdered donuts in 30 seconds.
I could eat 5 in 5 seconds.
I know.
No lie.
I've seen it.
I could be a champion at something.
Oh, 9. I'm sorry. 9 mini powdered donuts in 30 seconds. Updated. Found an updated one.
Okay. I could, yeah.
In
I
30
kill that.
seconds.
We're going to have to do it on the podcast.
We're
going
going to have to.
See how many little white donuts I could eat in 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That'll help him.
Yeah.
Shake and bake.
Yes.
Eat these.
No, that's really aggressive and uncomfortable.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Well,
It seemed real. Seemed real.
we've had some real moments.
Maybe that's the name of the
We've
the
had
episode. It
some
seemed
real moments on this show.
Yeah.
We've uncovered a lot. I have felt personally attacked by not only my wife, but these card games. I'm open to co-host applications. Want to remind everybody about that. Yeah, that's right. I opened it back up. I had closed it.
No, you didn't.
Back open now.
You forgot about it. That's not the same.
Back open now. But Brian, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had a good time and you were able to let loose and be silly after the very important message that you gave us,
Mm-hmm.
gave our listeners. Hopefully it reaches, even if it reaches one person and helps them get their life turned back around, then that's a win. But thank you so much for coming on, and
It was nice having someone on that's like done stuff with their life. So thanks. Gives
Yeah.
us all inspiration.
yeah, because all you guests before Brian, what the fuck are you doing?
They're comics.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck are you doing?
I want to say just a few things before we
Sure.
get here. So there is such great things on the other side of our personal struggles, no matter what they are. You know, if it's depression, loss of a loved one. In my case, and in the case of so many people that have served, in general public, post-traumatic stress and addiction, there's such great things on the other side of that. I went on and I would literally dream. I would go to sleep and dream of playing football again. And I'd wake up and I'd be like, man, that would just be so cool. But that was literally a different lifetime ago. That's way past me by.
Yeah.
And I went out and I just believed in myself with a clear head and clear heart. And I went out and I tried out for the Oklahoma City Jaguars. And
That's awesome.
And I didn't really think there was really much of a chance for me making the team. I was playing with standout college players and a couple of guys that were getting looked at by some professional teams. And here I was 44 years old. And I just went out and said, you know what, just enjoy life. That's it. Don't even worry about your football skills, your athleticism. Just go play. Enjoy life. Ended up making the team. And then just through the grind of being grateful to go out there and just play. Like playing on the playground at back in middle school or something, or elementary school. And so I was able to actually play. And then if someone were to tell me that, all throughout my life, whether it be in my struggles or previous, that I would be in 3 different movies, one of them playing in the theaters nationwide, and going down to the movie theater in Bricktown and sitting next to my mother on my right hand side and Barry Switzer and some other and the producers and stuff, and watching a movie that we're in front of you.
Holy cow.
I would literally think that person's on crack. I mean, how in the world would that happen? And then going on to build a nationwide network, helping people, and now getting actually paid just to talk and help people. It's been quite a journey. So
Yeah.
I say that not about myself, but to say that if some guy from Mustang, like so many other people, can do those kinds of things, there are so many people that can do those things and reach their goals, and not just go and do those kinds of things, but much, much better. So I want to say, if someone's listening or watching and they are feeling hopeless and like there's no way out for them, there definitely is. There's definitely a way out, and it starts with self-honesty and letting people help you, and surrendering and letting people help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't think there's any better way to end it.
No,
I
that's
think
perfect.
that's it right there. Thank you so much for the message. We appreciate it. We can't wait till the next time we have you on.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
This is
Let's
one
do it.
of
All right.
many.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet.
Shane Harges, that's who we want. Gonna make us laugh